Sitting next to me here is Cy Coleman.
All right.
Needs no introduction. And he lives down the block, and I asked him to come over every Friday night, bring the boys. Who are the...
I got all the boys with me. Aaron Bell here at the bass and Ray Mosca at the drums.
You've got to have music at a party, you know. It just doesn't swing if you don't. And, of course, Cy is one of our most brilliant young American musicians and composers, and I think it was very nice of him to say that he's with the party right on through. Of course, the village is a funny thing. It's a mixture of today and yesterday. And the yesterday of the village goes back to the 20s and early 30s. About that time, a man who has the same feeling for the village that Ziegfeld had for Broadway came along, Max Gordon, who has the Village Vanguard, one of the great showcases for young talent. Max, come over here.
How are you?
Say hello.
Nice to see you, Howard. How are you?
Max,
hi. How are you? Nice to see you.
Who were some of the people, Max, that started at the...
Who were some of the people?
At the Vanguard. There's so many, you know. I can hardly ask you to remember them all, but a few.
The last few that I can think of right off the bat is Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
Wally Cox, a few like that.
Burlives,
I think, Josh White, and the great Leadbelly.
I remember seeing Eartha Kitt down there.
Eartha was down there, that's true, many years ago. But we have this time here, right here, this party, a couple of the famous Vanguard villagers.
Yes, I see that.
If I may call them that. That's Adolph Green and Betty Comdon.
Come on over here, you two.
One of the old reviewers used to...
Yes.
Years ago. How are you? Yes. How are you? How are you? Nice to see you.
I just want to take a second to tell you about these two kids, because they'll always be kids. They have a spirit that made them famous overnight. They and Judy Holliday had a group called the Reviewers. They all got together and worked at the Vanguard, and Judy went on to her fame, and they went on to write On the Town, so many motion pictures like Singing in the Rain, the picture version of On the Town, and now, of course, they have The Bells Are Ringing on Broadway, which is the #1 show in town, is it not?
Well, I've heard described as that. It may not be true, but we like to describe it as that.
Leonard Bernstein, too, had his beginnings with their group, and this was a part of the core of the group of the villagers who grew out of the 30s into the big stars of today. You know, there was one thing you kids did On the Town in the museum. And you sang that funny song. They appeared in a show On the Town on Broadway, and because nobody else could sing the score.
I know. Besides, no one else would give us jobs.
We had to write our own part.
There was one thing you did called I Get Carried Away. Why don't you mess around with it just a little bit for fun, just for old time's sake, not because you're performing.
Should we set the scene?
Set the scene. Go ahead.
We remember it.
Well, this particular show concerned, did it not, 3 sailors on one day's leave in New York. It was during wartime. And one of the sailors that I played, called Ozzie, happened to go to the Museum of Natural History, where he met a young lady anthropologist called Claire de Lune, played by Betty. And she was a young lady who couldn't get over, who couldn't conquer her interest in men. And in fact, it was an interest that went way overboard. And now she was studying anthropology.
Yes, this is fascinating.
Studying the sailor. The next scene, we sail to Egypt. No. Anyway, that's the song. How do you do?
Yes.
Now, which side do we stand?
I think I stand over this side. Anyway, she's studying about modern man and her failings. And
his failings. His or her failings.
Her failings in regard to modern man.
Right.
And roughly, this is the way I think she began. Modern man, what is it? Just a collection of complexes and neurotic impulses that occasionally break through.
You mean sometimes you blow your top, like me?
I do. I try hard to stay controlled, but I get carried away. Try to act aloof and cold, but I get carried away. Carried away. You get carried away. When I sit and listen to a symphony, why can't I just say the music's grand? Why must I leap up on the stage hysterically? They're playing pizzicato and everything goes blotto. I grab the maestro stick and start leading the band. Carried away. I get carried away.
And when I go to see a moving picture show, and I'm watching actors in a scene, I start to think what's happening is really so. The girl, I must protect her. The villain, don't respect her. I leap to her defense and knock a hole right through. Carried away. I get carried away. I try hard to keep detached, but I get carried away. Try to act less booby-hatched, but I get carried away.
Carried away,
I get carried away. When shopping, I'm a sucker for a bargain sale. If something is marked down upon a shelf, my sense of what is practical begins to fail. I buy one, then another, then another. I buy the whole store out and I'm in business myself. Carried away, I get carried away.
And when I go to see my friends off on a train, golly, how I hate to see them go. For then my love of traveling I can't restrain. The time has come for parting, the train's already starting. I hop a freight and in a flash I'm off and off.
Carried away, we get carried, yes, carried.
Thank you very much.